CEO Money is sponsored by WF News 1 Incorporated. Views and opinions heard on CEO Money are not necessarily the opinion of this station or its management. Material on this program is intended for general information only and should not be taken as specific investment, tax, or legal advice.
Welcome to CEO Money, with your hosts Michael Yorba and Mervyn Price interviewing private and publicly traded industry titans. It's a fast-paced show focusing on CEO achievement stories, industry breakthroughs, disruptive technology, and emerging growth companies. CEO Money keeps you ahead of the curve on private and public equity trends you can't get anywhere else. We deliver tomorrow's trade today. And now, here's your hosts, Michael Yorba and Mervyn Price.
Hi, welcome to CEO Money. It's Michael Yorba, Mervyn Price, and special guest co-host with us today, Andrew Kernan. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, my pleasure. Merv, thanks for showing up.
Showing up. I drove you here.
All right, that's good. Our first guest today is Scott Mahnken, VP Marketing, BioKey International. As you all know, Mondays we talk about everything IT. That's why Andrew's here. He's a wealth of knowledge in this sector. Scott, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Guys, it's great to be on the show. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, my pleasure. Let me back up. Give us a little information about who you are and what BioKey does, and then Merv has a litany of questions for you.
Certainly. Well, I happen to be a lucky man because I'm the VP of Marketing for a technology that has a wow factor. We created and developed biometric software some many years ago that's used by the FBI and leading hospitals like the Cleveland Clinic, basically empowering people to use their fingerprint as a form of identification. The mystique of fingerprint technology has changed since Apple put it on the phone and somewhat consumerized it for all of us. It's not just for law enforcement, it's not just for CSI. And here at BioKey, we call it the power of a touch. So we're taking fingerprint biometrics, and we as a company have evolved beyond software into hardware where we have these compact fingerprint readers that operate on Windows devices, help you eliminate the use of passwords or PINs, and that whole password fatigue and frustration that we all go through almost every day. And now we've come out, we call it the biometric of things, with a line of biometric padlocks. So these are designer locks that are for, pocketbooks, purses, and laptop bags. These are heavy-duty locks, just like your master lock for a shed or for a gate, and for bicycles. So Scott, we're real excited.
Scott, let me come in there. It's Mervyn. Most people these days are very concerned about internet security, online security. How have you addressed online security? Do you have any special products there?
Yeah. Well, Microsoft introduced Windows Hello about a year ago. And why did they do that? Because they knew that online security was critical, not only to consumers, but to the business world. And Hello allows businesses and consumers to sign on with a biometric. That's either your face with facial biometric or with your fingerprint. So what we did was we introduced these compact fingerprint readers that sell for merely $39 as a way to empower folks, everyday folks like you and I, to understand the power of biometric technology and to upgrade their security.
Scott, recently I was in a meeting and someone used a very odd phrase. They were talking about password fatigue. Is that anything to do with your company? Do you address such a thing? And what is it?
Well, what it is this. Take a moment and count the number of passwords that you've accumulated through the years. Right? When passwords first came out, they were really introduced to protect our AOL email account or our Yahoo email account. But online traffic and online utilization has increased so much that with every application and every website, there's a new password. I have about 38.
I don't know how many I have. I write them all down so people can steal them. Another thing is you mentioned compact fingerprint readers. Now, I'm fascinated by that because I recently stayed in a hotel that had all kinds of biometrics in it. It was like going into the NSA. And what are the business uses for such things?
Well, frankly, it goes across all different industries and all different use cases. At its core, our fingerprint reader is used by a consumer to simply log on to their device, right, eliminating that password. If you take it a step further, we had one of the largest banks purchase several thousand of our fingerprint readers. Well, what they're trying to manage is multiple users on one device, right? We know when we go to the bank that teller working maybe the 7 to 12 shift is going to be different from the teller working the 12 to 5 shift or the teller working the window. So in the enterprise world, we're helping manage those multiple users on one device.
I can see Andrew using his pen across there and giving me eye contact. Andrew.
Hi, Scott. This is Andrew. A couple questions. You were recently endorsed by Microsoft. Can you tell us a little bit about
Come into the mic a little
how
more.
that took place? What products?
Absolutely. So Microsoft, when they introduced Windows Hello, it was almost an example of the cart, horse, and horse cart. They were very excited to introduce the technology that they had built into their operating system, but the gap was, other than having a fingerprint reader on the device, how were the consumers and enterprise world going to use it? So we developed 3 readers called SideSwipe, SideTouch, and EcoID. All 3 of these fingerprint readers are inexpensive, and they're all native to the Windows Hello platform. So at that point, Microsoft asked us to test the readers and actually endorsed us as a partner, and we can promote those readers as tested and qualified for use with Microsoft Windows.
Wow, that's huge.
It's significant.
What are the threats to people overcoming biometric securities?
One of the things we hear a lot is, what if someone steals my fingerprint, right? What if I have your fingerprint, right, on a piece of software, on a piece of paper, wherever? Well, that's just it. Your fingerprint is on the door when you walked in. It's on your coffee mug. It's on your desk. It's on your laptop. So our fingerprints are everywhere. And there's nothing that can really be done with them. Scientifically proven that nothing can be done with them in that state. What we actually do at BioKey is rather unique. We take the image of the fingerprint, but then we convert it. We convert it into a mathematical template with our proprietary patented software. So in the end, even if someone were to extract your fingerprint out of our software, it's the equivalent of taking a china vase, dropping it on a marble floor, and trying to put it back together again. So the world of fingerprint, we encounter a lot of misnomers, but once the facts are laid on the table, there's a reason that for decades law enforcement has used it as a pure identifier.
Good. Wow. This is Michael. That's great information, and thank you for going through that. But you've got something else coming up here with the Nasdaq. I don't want to change too much course, but I do want to bring that out. What's happening there?
Well, we are a publicly traded company, and we've been on the over-the-counter pink sheets for the past several years. But our leadership, our chairman and CEO, Mike DePasquale, has long championed our journey to the Nasdaq. And it's important for our company because of visibility. Because of trading capabilities, right? There are limitations to the larger investors, to foreign investors getting involved with a stock that isn't on the Nasdaq or on the New York Stock Exchange. So for us, this is kind of day one in part 2 of our journey.
Symbol?
Our symbol is BKYI. That's BKYI.
And is that what it's going to be on the Nasdaq?
Correct.
All right.
And we'll be up there for your audience. It's very timely that we have this discussion. On Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern, our chairman and CEO will be ringing the bell, and some 40 of our employees will be up there on that Nasdaq stage celebrating the moment.
I'm so happy you chose us to be able to bring that news out on the broadcast. Let me run through a couple of questions before we close out. We've got about a minute left. All right, Scott?
Certainly.
All right. What industry seems to be gravitating to your technology most?
Well, I hinted on it before, banking. 2 years ago, we didn't have a banking customer. And then right about that point, we had our first international banking customer, Capitec Bank. From there, literally within the past year, we've had 5, 6, 7 banks reach out to us, right? We don't advertise in the banking market. They're coming to us because they're recognizing that biometrics is probably going to be the path of global identification.
Now, we only have about 30 seconds left, but new product lines that are in the pipeline.
Yeah, we're really excited. The Touch Lock, which is a biometric padlock and a series of biometric padlocks and bicycle locks, gets rave reviews. We won top product at the Consumer Electronics Show 2017, and when we demonstrate these products, we always hear one thing: I want one of these. So we think it has a huge consumer uptick.
Got it. We've got to run right now. Before we do, though, please, contact information before you sign off.
Yeah, why not just go to info@bio-key.com if you want to write us an email, or just go to our website. That's bio-key.com. There's a ton of information there. There's videos and ways to reach out to us.
Scott, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the invitation, gentlemen.
You're welcome. Scott Mahnken, VP Marketing, BioKey International, bio-key.com. Up next, Cyrus Crone, COO of Element Data.